So is the machine fixed? Well, that's a good question. I don't know. If you noticed in the past 2 videos, I haven't mentioned anything about it. Obviously it is running and it is working fine, but last time I said it was fixed, it wasn't. So it took a couple weeks to get it fixed. It had some issues. There was something shorting out in there, and we traced it down to the EGR affecting that. And when, you know, emission stuff doesn't work, the computer tells the machine to go into limp mode, and obviously you can't use it when it's in limp mode. So we were able to get that situated out. Thought we had it fixed. I ran it for a day and a half, and then it screwed up again. So I had a couple different people look at it, trying to figure it out. When you have electrical problems like that, it's kind of really hard to diagnose exactly what it is, but it ended up being the armature for the EGR. And of course that was back ordered, had to get that from Sweden. Everything takes time. So not only is it very expensive, parts when you need them, downtime is also critical as well. So it's kind of a sore subject, I mean, but it is what it is. It takes time. There's nothing I can do about it. And just trying to get stuff fixed as quick as you can, but without, you know, spending tens of thousands of dollars. I mean, I've already had sunk probably $5 grand into this machine just for the first repair. So I still got 2 more mechanic bills coming in the mail. So I don't know what it's going to be. I'll probably be upwards of 10 grand on that repair just to get it back going. So it sucks, but it is what it is. And then, you know, 4 weeks of downtime that, you know, luckily I have other equipment I could use on the other projects. But, you know, this machine sitting still, you know, for 4 weeks, let's just say I could have been $20,000 I could have made with it. So you have, you know, downtime for the machine sitting idle, being broke down, and then repairs. So pretty much that right there, let's just say that was about a $30,000 ordeal between expenses and lost revenue. But that's water under the bridge now. I didn't want to mention anything because it seemed like last time I did it, it jinxed it and it broke down. But I don't know, it might break down today. Let's knock on some wood that it doesn't. But it ran fine for the past 2 days. I put about 20 hours on it and got a lot done. So back on the fence line clearing job. Come over here this afternoon after working on one of those house lots. So the fence line is cleared all the way around. Now I have this field right here. They're trying to turn all this into cow pasture, and pretty much what it was is an overgrown tobacco field. And before they bought it, it was a little taller, and it was just too much for him to try to bush hog, or he didn't get to it in time. I mean, you could bush hog all that little stuff, but what we want to do is rip all this stuff out. Anybody that knows about trees, or those are sweet gum trees, those are like the dandelion of weeds for trees. They're horrible. You can mulch them right off and they'll just sprout right back up. So that's why I'm going for the option of just ripping it all out, hopefully get all the roots out, because all of these right here have been bush hogged over, and you see how they just start sprouting right back. So prime example right here, this was mowed off, and probably in about 3 to 4 weeks, that's what it looked like as they all start sprouting back. So what I'm going to do, it's going to be a nightmare to clear that stuff. It's just that little tiny stuff is just an absolute pain. But I'm going to rip all that out and just find a couple spots in the woods and just pile it up in there. Everybody's got a budget to work with, and honestly the cheapest way to get rid of brush is to just chunk it into the woods. That stuff will rot down versus spending another day or 2 with me sitting out here trying to burn it and everything. It gets expensive, and it is cheaper just to push it in there. But like I said, if I mulched it, majority of it would just start sprouting right back, unless I don't know how you would really keep maintaining it so that it wouldn't. I mean, everything that's mulched down is just going to start sprouting right back. But you might be able to keep the cows on it mowed down, but it's probably going to end up with 4 or 5 inches of wood chips and not going to get a whole lot of grass to grow. So we're going to go rip it out, pile it up in the woods, and I'll run over this with the skid steer when I get done and slick it up. So I'm going to start the excavator. Let me knock on some wood here that I didn't jinx it. That's why, like I said, I didn't mention anything about it, and get some work done. I gotta grab that pile where I started the fence line and bring it down here too, and throw it out. A lot of people ask me why didn't I save any of the wood. Well, honestly, when you have to drag it 3,000 feet out of the woods from, say, that back corner back there, it's just not practical trying to drag logs and weave them between the trees for what they're worth. It costs more. Sometimes it costs more money to try to salvage something than it's worth. So all that would do is just cost me money, and frankly I spent enough. So let's get to work. So anybody that's ever done any amount of clearing knows how much of a death sentence this stuff right here is. There's absolute no good way to get this stuff out of the ground, because if you, well, I'll just show you. If you go to grab it, it just all breaks off and leaves little harpoons stuck everywhere. These little sweet gums are just a nightmare, notorious for that. So what you've got to do, oh, and it's going to start raining. Well, that's just dandy. You've actually got to dig the ground. I got to shut the door. I'm going to get soaking wet. Now you probably can't see. So you actually have to just kind of scoop them out of the ground. So what I do is just swing in here and get a big scoop and just take about 6 inches of dirt, rip it out, and then just throw it on the ground and rake the trees out of the dirt. Any other way, you just sit there and fight with it too long. The bulldozer wouldn't work, trust me. All it does is just fold them over. Luckily, like I said, I'm not burning it, so getting dirt mixed in with it is the least of my priority, because it's just getting piled up into the woods and it'll actually make it rot quicker. So plus side on that. But after a couple hours of this, you will want to pull all your hair out of your head. So luckily I'm just going to work on this a couple evenings during the week here and get what I can done. Kind of help speed up the project and try to attempt to get back in on schedule, which I don't think is going to happen, but one can only try. So knock them down like that and just try to pick out what you can. It's really coming down. I don't have to worry about dust, do I? And then go another 20 feet. I swear I'm beginning to think I live in Florida now. It'll go from nice weather to monsoon in about 5 minutes, and about 10 minutes later, be fine and dandy again. All these little freak thunderstorms will sneak up on you and make a mess of a job site if you aren't ready for it. Well, I might have a little bit better pattern down on getting this stuff down. There's really no good way of doing it, I swear. But I'm making decent progress. Made it this far. At least it's opening the area up. Make it look like I've done something. When you're working in the woods, all you do is just keep going further and further down the path, and it doesn't feel like you've ever gotten anywhere until it's time to leave. You turn around and go, wow, I've gone 2,000 feet. This right here is probably my absolute biggest thing I hate doing, is taking out these little trees. branches. Seems like you do 50 movements to do what you could have done with like one big tree. And I think we got more rain coming. It's looking pretty dark. I heard thunder. That would confirm what I was seeing. I'm telling you what's true, if I didn't have this bucket and thumb combo, there ain't no way I could do this quick. That old Hitachi, I would still be up there messing around looking like a fool. Sitting there, I mean, 'cause with that fixed thumb, this is literally what you'd be doing. Without being able to move the thumb, you'd just be taking scoops. And this is all you could do, is just sit right here and grab that. I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to clear like this thing had a mechanical thumb on it, which means it doesn't move hydraulically. So what I would have to do is go and rip all this stuff out and then try to grab it. Keep in mind that machine only had like a 2-tine thumb, so I've got 2.5 times the amount. So I'm still trying to grab it. It's working okay, mainly because it's got so many tines on it. But just sitting here trying to pull this stuff up, just not being able to move. Not very efficient when I can sit here, let the thumb down, pinch it, grab it, get another bite, pinch it, throw it down, go in for another, rip it up, and then grab it all, throw it in the pile. Then you got to get all the little ones that broke off. The guy did tell me he's going to disc it up once I get done, so I'm going to get out what I can and then run over with the skid steer. There's really not going to be a whole lot left, I don't think. This stuff being so sandy, I'm kind of able to dig it up, just kind of fluff it over a little bit. It kind of gets all the loose little pieces out. Anything else, once the grass comes through and he bush hoggers it one time, it'll take care of that. Love my excavator though. I wasn't too thrilled with it when it was broke down, but I'm telling you, I love it. Like it's about to start storming again. Get done what I can. Well, that wasn't too bad for a couple hours worth of work. Still got to clean up that little island, and I'll get that one there for them just so it looks nice. And another evening, I'll be able to get that little section there knocked out and grab this stuff. Boy, it is just a sloppy wet mess out here. I'll find a spot probably right there. I'll push over that one pine tree and just shove it all back in there, kind of out of sight, out of mind. definitely not going to try to burn it. That little wet green stuff just would be a nightmare to try to burn. And it's just got so much dirt in it. It's just not worth the time it would take to do it. So come back one day this week, one evening, and finish clearing that. And whenever this dries out enough, I'll bring the skid steer over here and just push through all this and get out what I can. Well, my conclusion after running it some more today, after about, might as well say about 2.5 days with the hours I've used it, it's fixed. So I'm happy for that. I love the machine. I'm telling you, this 220 size machine, Volvo's not paying me to say this, and they damn sure don't give me a machine to run, but this by far is the fastest and most efficient machine in its class, hands down. I'd put big money on it. I spent a lot of time on other equipment. No other machine this size will compete. Won't do it. Just won't do it. I've spent a lot of time on other equipment, and just this machine is hands down the best machine in the 220 size class. I won't say the same thing for the 160 or the 250. I don't know what they've done to this machine, but there's no other machine that'll keep up with this thing. It's so fast and quick and efficient. I love it. But it's like I said, Volvo, they don't make the best of everything, but whoever designed that machine, and that's why I love it so much, it's flawless. It's perfect. I mean, you can just get so much done in a day with that thing, and that's why I'm so kind of sentimental to it. But like I said, they don't make the best of every machine. That's, as you can tell, that's why I have different brands of stuff. But for a 220, that's it right there. Put a lot of money on that. I've yet to sit in another machine that would keep up with what that machine would do in a day if I was running both of them. So that's what sold me on them. Good machine. Wish they could make them all that good.